Like all of the world's early writing systems, Chinese characters started out as symbols that depicted words. These symbols were called ideographs, but the fun doesn't stop there. You can combine these pictures to form new words. So Chinese characters speak directly to the mind. Skip the bothersome domain of sound altogether, right? Wrong. The kinds of characters we've seen only comprise about 3% of all Chinese characters. What are the other 97%? They work not by writing what you mean, but by writing what you say. Have a logograph for ma, horse? Great, you can use that to write the homophone ma, ant. Confusing? Not if you add the logograph for insect. This says it's pronounced like ma, horse, but it has something to do with insects, so we know it means ant. The extra part is a meaning hint, or a determinative, and the entire new character is called a semantic phonetic compound. But that's a little misleading, because not all components are equally useful. The phonetic parts are simply much better at predicting a character's meaning than the semantic parts. In fact, ignoring never-spoken styles like classical Chinese, you can basically ignore the semantic clues when they don't quite match up with the phonetic ones. If you read Chinese, try this. It's a garbled message, and semantically it reads, I again 1 unit, 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 2 unit, earth, earth. Phonetically it reads, after a first double take, you might see through the semantic misdirection and correct the message and decipher it. In general, about 3/4 of the time, the determinatives have no clear or precise relationship to the compound, whereas the phonetic part has something useful to say about the meaning of the character 2/3 of the time. But what about the 3% of characters that actually were ideographic? They have no phonetic clues. Well, English has symbols like the ampersand, octotharf, and just numerals which aren't phonetic, but they don't change the fact that you would call English an alphabet. Chinese isn't an alphabet, but more like a syllabary, where an alphabet represents vowels and consonants, and a syllabary represents different consonant-vowel units. The point is that Chinese too goes from sign to meaning via a system of syllabic signs primarily, and a system of determinatives quite secondarily. Not just is Chinese not really ideographic, but there just can't truly be an ideographic system. Alphabetic writing requires mastery of a few dozen symbols, a syllabary a few hundred, but an ideography of tens of thousands of signs would need a computer implant. So, Chinese ideographic myth.